Hello, denizens of the universe. I'm the Romance Scrooge, and joining me today are
Enlightened robot.
And SL Nobody.
we're going to be discussing the Adventure Time finale and a couple of other highlights slash other thoughts and opinions about various stuffs in Adventure Time as a whole. Okay, trying to think of the best place to start.
It's just getting this out of the way. Okay, so in all honesty, I only got to see about half of it before I had to go and do something else. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing. But from the very start of the movie, I mean, not the movie, the ending, from the very start of it, I came to the realization that I have not kept up with Adventure Time for like the last several seasons. I don't know. I don't even know what season that we're currently in.
Season 8.
It's
Season 8.
And
I'm
season
really behind
9.
too.
Season 8 with season 9 being done in comics later on.
So the I told
So
many.
This is the TV finale, but it'll go on for one more season in comic form.
Okay,
So
so
much-
there's still time to catch up before the comics come out and reading, see where things go from there.
Yeah. Though I'm wondering if they'll be doing like a new #1 series, or if they'll just keep going with the current comics that they have, and then just title it something different. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see.
Considering what framing they use for the finale, I'm curious as to if the comics are just going to follow the adventures of those two. Or maybe cut between them kind of wandering around, and then other flashback-esque type stories as they come across other characters and stuff along the way.
Yeah, and since it's comics and stuff, and they don't have to adhere to like episode limitations, like the company ordering, oh well, we'll order 13 episodes. Well, with the comics, they can. Well, it also depends on if people buy it. So, I mean, they probably already have episode. They're probably just adapting episode scripts into comic scripts. I don't know.
We'll see where things go. Would be a pretty interesting follow-up in comic form to have other stories and such following the two characters you had in the finale, though. I'm sorry, I forgot their names already. I know that one looked like she was one of Jake's descendants, like a great-grandkid or something, Beth. And was the other... Oh yeah, the other one was named Shermie.
Yeah, I was just about
I
to look
wouldn't mind
that up.
seeing... sorry.
I was just about to look it up. So yeah, Beth and Shermie. Yep.
Has there been a previous episode where they've shown up, or is this the first time they've shown up, period?
First time they've shown up, period.
Definitely be an interesting framing device having them star in the comic then. That's just my take, though. I wouldn't mind either way. I got a lot to catch up on regardless, because... Oh, man. In regards to the finale itself, the one thing that I can comment on that I kind of knew what was going on was Simon and Betty later on when they were in the belly of the beast, for lack of a better description. Man, the lead up to Simon finally conquering the crown, or that particular plot thread, just thinking about how many years it's taken just to reach that point, just how bittersweet it is overall. I remember getting really... When Adventure Time first came out, I wasn't really too keen on it. But then after the Magic Man episode, of course, that's the one that wrote me in. I like asshole characters for whatever reason.
Magic Man.
And then you had the Christmas special, revealing more about Ice King. And then ever since that point, just been fascinated to see where are they going to go with this guy. And then you have the Simon and Marcy stuff, and it just keeps getting more and more tragic. And this is just the epitome of it. You finally have Simon back, but at what cost?
I mean, it just seems like Betty and Simon are just fated to always be lost to one another.
God.
Actually, that could be a plot line that they follow in the comics with Simon. Now that Betty has helped Simon go back to normal, maybe Simon can try and help Betty be free of Golb.
Yeah, maybe that's the next plot thread they'd be going for.
So was Golb... Okay, Golb. Or... Yeah, Golb. Was he introduced at, like, another point, or was he just introduced in this one?
He's always had a presence in the show, and like his shape is very reminiscent of Golb. Gob, Gob, Glob, and Golb. Basically the gods of Mars. He's kind of an offshoot of them. He's always had a reference to them, and usually when a character has some kind of like profound astral or ethereal or spiritual vision quest, you'll see, like Finn has seen Golb a couple of times, but usually in just like a vision quest, like from the Cosmic Owl.
Damn.
Yeah, but Golb really hasn't entered Ooh until the finale.
Okay. I just kind of sort of thought when they introduced the character in this that Golb was legit. That Golb and Glob are the same character because all the characters said "Oh my Glob" from the very beginning. So I just kind of assumed that this giant godlike figure coming down was legitimately the character who everybody was using as a euphemism for God.
Well, kind of, because if you take Glob and then just reverse the middle two letters, you get Golb.
Exactly.
So Gob, Glob, and Golb are basically reversals of each other. Whereas Gob is helped Abraham Lincoln, the king of Mars, rule Mars. Golb instead is out in the cosmos, being a cosmic horror and being a influence towards Orgolorg.
I love the naming scheme.
I'm on the Adventure Time wiki. Looking at it, and apparently from the very beginning, when Pelton Ward was still coming up with his characters, he wanted Bill Murray, Bill Cosby, Bill Clinton, and Bill Nye the Science Guy to play Grob, Gob, Glob, and Grod all together.
Unfortunately, that didn't come to pass because at least half of those turned out to be not very safe choices.
Yeah. Just,
I forget.
I can definitely see the appeal of like doing this, and like, he couldn't have known Adventure Time began.
Who voiced Abraham Lincoln?
I can't believe I forgot that Abraham Lincoln was the king of Mars.
Adventure Time is a trip.
Oh, okay. He was voiced by Pendleton Ward. Okay.
Even better.
And apparently he cheated death by giving him a penny.
god, that's great.
Well, it's just whenever, like how Abraham Lincoln dies in this is that he sacrifices his life to save Jake's life, and when Abe is, it's like death comes for Jake and stuff. It's like, what will you give me for this soul? How about this? And it tries to hand him a penny. Not this time, Your Majesty. All right then, I offer you my immortality. Deal. And then Lincoln becomes the Lincoln Memorial. On Mars.
This makes the entire Mona Lisa thing. This puts that into perspective. I am, of course, talking about that one Tumblr post talking about something that actually didn't happen, but Mona Lisa apparently coming to life and dating Finn for a while.
Was this a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing.
When was this a thing?
It was one of the I can't remember who it was. It was one of the
Oh shit! Apparently, Abraham Lincoln and Hudson Abadeer knew each other.
It was one of the I think it was like a storyboard artist who posted it, but they never actually went through with putting that in. And like Mona Lisa, because she came from the painting, she was like super short. Like she was pretty much just the all of the features of the Mona Lisa that you see, and then two tiny legs right underneath her.
Kind of like a perspective joke.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm so bummed that didn't make it into the show.
I'm looking for the post.
Perspective.
All-time OTP. Finn and Mona Lisa, yes.
I'm sure Huntress Wizard fans would disagree.
The pitch was made by Steve Wolfhard. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat if anyone wants to see it. This is a Facebook post, but it says the same thing. And a Mona Lisa character was once pitched during Adventure Time's production period. The pitch was made by Steve Wolfhard. The story behind this character was that the actual Mona Lisa painting came to life after the Mushroom War and started dating Finn. She was set to live and rule the Mona Lisa kingdom alone. The Mona Lisa was supposed to be based off Florence, Italy. What is that last sentence? The Mona Lisa was supposed to be based off Florence, Italy, as in... I feel like there's a typo there.
I'm assuming they mean the kingdom she rules.
Okay, that would make sense. And like and like there's a little picture. Like I said, it's just a short little Mona Lisa. Yeah, that happened.
Okay.
Okay. In regards to other tidbits or setups about the finale itself, I really like the approach towards exploring the unconscious mind using dream psychology or even more trippy, surreal imagery to explore more of the dynamic between Princess Bubblegum and her
Uncle.
uncle.
Uncle Gumball.
Yeah, those two. The dynamic between
Well,
Finn
it's-
and Bird, or touch on it a little bit, and then just some of the antics with Jake and Jermaine.
yeah, the whole Gumball thing. It's one of those weird things within the lore. For those that don't know, and the whole reason why they have beef with each other. But yeah, this was actually a pretty decent way to get rid of Gumball and all that, and explains why there's two different Candy Kingdoms in the Lemon Hope finale.
I almost forgot that. Okay, gonna go off on a bit of a tangent here. I want to bring up the whole Lemon Hope thing and just what kind of weird stuff they did with the Lemon Kingdom. Like the two different lemon grabs, the Lemon Kingdom in general. Kind of weird to think how Lemon Grab started off as this incredibly quirky, bizarre, kind of one-off character. Like you'd have a Lemon Grab episode every season, and then you have a build up to the Lemon Grab Kingdom, two different Lemon Grabs. Just kind of weird to think about how that escalated and became as disturbing as what it was. There isn't really a better way to describe it, considering the Lemon Grab in charge had. You might have some interesting social commentary buried in there from how he rolled over people or how he held and conducted himself. But then you have all the other lemon derivatives, all these weird, bizarre things.
Yeah, the lemon people, not exactly Bonnabelle's best work.
Yeah, or the Cruise for that matter. I'm sorry, but like Lemon Grab, I love Justin Roiland. I love Adventure Time. I love Pelican Ward. I do not care for Lemon Grab, him specifically. I always tuned out during his episodes, so you know. I'm not really sure I can add anything to that because
I do like the Lemon Grab joke and how they were able to get away with the censors for having a character basically say "kill me" by having Lemon Grab go "unmake me."
Oh, yeah, that just wow. Yeah.
Which all started because Gumball apparently doesn't know what a banana looks like. What is this, a banana? Close enough.
I don't think I'm doing Lemon Grab as a character justice with what kind of descriptions I was giving before. The character himself, he's a trip. Everything in the show is a trip, but he's a special kind of dimension trip. Like if you actually try to see things from his perspective or think about him as more than just a walking, talking, oh, Justin Roiland's screaming again joke. I think disturbing is the best way to sum up Lemon Grab's character, at least in later seasons.
Lemon Grab is the result of narcissism mixed with neglect, because he believes himself to be better than everyone else. He's put into a high position, i.e., the Earl of Lemondom, and he never really had parental figures because once his sour defect was instantly figured out by Bubblegum, she just sent him off to rule over his own kingdom. And then when he figured out how to make subject candy people, she basically brainwiped them from being able to do that, to keep him from doing that again, because he was creating monstrosities and starving himself. Which kind of led to the whole fan theory or fan belief that Bubblegum is evil because she was trying to clean up her mess with Earl, or with Lemongrab.
Okay, I'm on the TV tropes page now, and I'm reading about Lemongrab, and things are weird, and I guess that's just the entire thing about this show. It's weird. I'm not sure what else to say, but I'm learning new things about the show. The show that I am theoretically a fan of, I should mention, because I've watched the show for maybe a good 5 seasons before dropping out of it. But I'm still learning new things. So apparently I just learned that a clone of Lemongrab dies in one episode, but survives inside Lemongrab's stomach.
Yeah.
When did this happen? Why don't I remember this? I probably didn't watch it. What the heck?
That would be the what episode was it? I might have it written down.
I forgot that sequence up until now too, Robot. Just I think
probably
my brain blocked it out.
Probably
blocked it out.
Probably the Lemon Hope episodes. Like there is part 1 and part 2 called Lemon Hope, so try that.
I like Lemon Hope's design. I'm going through the character page. If
I remember right, didn't the original Lemongrab go crazy or snap to the point where he was eating his own subjects and stuff if they disobeyed him?
Yes, that happened after he ate his effective brother. Like at first he snapped because there was no one for him to rule, and he tried to kidnap candy people, but then Bubblegum made him like a brother, and they were getting along pretty well. And then Lemongrab snapped and ate Lemongrab 2, and then after that, then he basically became King Henry VIII in body structure, and ate his subjects, ate anyone who tried to disagree with him. His Lemongrab 2 led a rebellion from inside Lemongrab 1's stomach and eventually helped to free Lemon Hope. Till eventually...
Now I remember why I blocked that out. I remember being morbidly fascinated by it when those episodes first came out, and then it's been a long enough time that that's the stuff of my nightmares. That particular kind of visual imagery and body horror, for lack of a better description.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just sad we didn't get to see much from the Duke of Nuts. Though the Nut Kingdom was pretty peaceful, so not much conflict to watch there.
Considering how big this particular fictitious world is, how many different characters there are, how big a cast there is, there's probably only so much that you could cover or tackle. There was bound to be something that didn't get touched on or fleshed out as much as it really could have been.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm going to look it up. Duke of Nuts.
Be careful.
Yeah, he only appeared in 3 episodes. Oh, 4 episodes. The Duke, Henchmen, All the Little People, and the finale. I don't know. I don't know what. I guess it's because Bubblegum, for some reason, hates the Duke of Nuts.
Crap.
Is why I'm so fascinated with him. And apparently, the Duke of Nuts is, now that I remember it, he's also a friend of Marceline. Okay.
My headphones decided to come unplugged.
Yikes.
Not work the way they're supposed to, something. Okay, I got it fixed.
All right. Let's see. Well, there's the major thing that was revealed in the finale that hasn't been explored yet.
What's that?
The confirmation of a certain ship. For which this episode is titled.
Okay, yeah, let's... Trying to think of the best place to start with this one. Just gonna go ahead and say it. The hints for this one were pretty blatant. As soon as viewers picked up that something was there.
Considering that Marceline was the first character to refer to Princess Bubblegum as, well, Bonnibel. Like, we didn't know that Bubblegum's first name was Bonnibel until Marceline was like, "Hello, Bonnibel," which was an episode Go With Me, season... I'm going to go ahead and say either season 2 or season 3.
I know a little while back, people were saying that the Stakes miniseries had a bunch of Bubbline stuff in it.
It did.
I still need to watch that. Just going to say that right now. The other context I have in regards to the main series, that one episode where they encounter Maja, I think the witch's name is. There's a lot of different hints there. Is that the same episode where Princess Bubblegum takes a great big whiff of that band t-shirt she never washes?
Yes. That is season 5, episode Sky Witch.
Oh my god. The episode of Star Versus where Star is going nuts about smelling Margot's dirty hoodie and stuff. You can suck it. Bubbline had a dirty laundry sniffing episode. Whoa!
The fact that Princess Bubblegum uses Marcy's rock shirt as pajamas. Well, did until the Sky Witch episode, where she had to give it up in order to save Marcy.
It's just kind of odd to think of. It's just kind of odd to think of a scene like that as being a great big hunk of shit bait. Like that.
Like, there was a small whiff whenever the episode Go With Me first came out, and then there was definite, these two have backstory in the episode What Was Missing, which had Rebecca Sugar's hands all over. And then after What Was Missing, then pretty much the Bubbline sale began to ship.
You mean the Bubbline ship set sail?
Dun-dun-dun. Well, it's funny because there's like an article from some person that was like, "Oh, this ship will never happen," and it's similar to the finale of Legend of Korra when someone was like, "We popped the biggest bottles with Makora happening." Though, to be fair with the Bubbline guy, the person wrote it in 2012 and was like, "Look, I know, and I didn't think that it would, but you know, I've gotten older, wiser, and yeah, obviously it would happen."
It's just kind of interesting thinking about what led up to that particular progression of events or what had to happen in order to get an on-screen kiss, though. Because I'll bet there might have been a little bit of discussion or head scratching as to whether or not it'd be appropriate to include even just little hints or certain character interactions, just more low-key stuff. And then you have Steven Universe come onto the scene. I honestly think
there were low key things throughout. There were low key things like in season 7, episode 17.
I don't know if this is on my side of things, but you guys seem to be going in and out.
Oh, fantastic!
That's odd.
Is anyone else hearing it, or is it just me? Can you guys are you guys communicating well?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like about half of what you just said came out robotic on my end. I'm not sure if that's in the video or not.
I don't know.
Guess we'll find out on the playback. But yeah, in the episode 17, which is Finn's 17th birthday, Marcy and Bubblegum are seen in the background holding hands casually. But yeah, they really couldn't get away with Bubbline back in 2010. They basically played the long game and waited for a shift in attitude. And then, of course, the Ruby and Sapphire wedding definitely helped.
Definitely. That Korra and Asami getting together in Legend Korra, I'd say those were a couple of big catalysts right there. And after seeing not just Ruby and Sapphire kiss on screen, but Marcy and Bubblegum, it's got me curious as to what's going to happen with other shows and potential gay couples and stuff. It's got me really curious as to whether or not we're going to see any other on-screen kisses, like blatant ones with main characters, secondary characters, what have you. I have one cartoon in mind, but I'll admit if there's something else on my personal wish list, it'd be to see a gay guy couple pop up in a cartoon. Now, I'm not saying this is a mandatory thing, but if somebody had characters with a couple of chemistry in another cartoon that comes out, hell yes. Just having the door open for something like that to happen.
Yeah, because most of the main canon couples so far have been women characters. So having gay men characters would be not really, because right now it's 3-0. So, but it'd be nice to have representation in that department for them. What would be the closest characters that would be
Hmm. The only one that I can think of, unfortunately, is just a couple of minor characters in OKKO. They made a prominent appearance in one episode, but it'd be a pretty big step up if they had a full blown episode where they got to kiss on screen. That'd be something.
Oh yeah, Nick and Jeff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, looking at the comments here, that's a very good point. The Loud House does indeed have Clyde's dads.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
another one. I remember a couple years back following somebody on DeviantArt that's a huge cartoon enthusiast and makes really insightful breakdowns and stuff on different characters and stuff in cartoons. She mentioned something about the comics featuring a couple of characters, or this is long after the main Adventure Time series, but this is in the comics, I'm guessing. There's a couple of characters that they were guessing that one of them might have been a Bubbline kid.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, they look like a vampire licorice person, and they've got like a rainbow striped rainicorn like cat. Now I know who you're talking about. And they end up she ends up finding either Marceline or Bubblegum, one of their pendants. And the pendants that Marcy and PB got together originally way back when Bubblegum was building the Candy Kingdom. Now, okay.
Huh.
Now I know it. Yeah. It took a while for me to remember.
Is there somebody stomping around on some stairs in the background of somebody's audio or something? Because I hear a bunch of bum, 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 bum. Some kind of sound effect like that. It sounds like somebody's stomping around.
Not on my end. I just have two cats that are sleeping because they're lazy.
I have a fan on, but I'm not sure why that would sound like stomping.
Lazy cats.
I don't know. Any other questions, comments, concerns in regards to Bubbline? What?
I mean, I guess like one thing that's probably worth mentioning because, yeah, keep in mind like long before like before even Steven Universe was like airing or anything, there was actually like a huge controversy like when the first hints of Bubbline started like showing up in the show, and I'm just thinking we have gone a long way, and I don't know, I like that we have. The controversy, by the way, I'm pretty sure that this controversy is the reason why Steven Universe was able to get away with a lot more. But okay, you guys know Frederator and how they make him Adventure Time.
Aye. Yeah, this controversy.
Yeah, the
what was missing episode.
Yeah, it was like, if I'm correct, it was wasn't it like Marceline's voice actor?
Well, it started with the episode "What Was Missing" in the song. I have it written down. "I'm Just Your Problem." And
yeah,
then Frederator released a video asking people what they thought of Marceline and Bubblegum as a couple, and then there was a backlash, and they had to remove it. But that just stirred on more people to support it. And then a few years later, Olivia Olson said that they dated back in their background, and then she had to retract that, and then but yeah, it's just one of those weird things because looking back, and it's like, come on, people, the signs were obvious.
Huh.
But no, there was still a pretty bad backlash towards gay couples and not just animation, but in children's entertainment.
If I recall correctly, the backlash came primarily from what's called Cartoon Network, and when they got the video taken down, and then there was a backlash to that backlash, if I remember it correctly. I haven't heard about this specific controversy in such a long time, but now that we're talking about bubbling, it's actually all coming back to me. I remember when this happened.
It's bubbling up to the surface.
Yeah. And Matal, I mean, considering that they were able to get away with a kiss in this finale, and Steven Universe is also allowed to get away with a lot more, or so it seems.
I mean, for the most part, what it seems is that
I don't know, it's interesting.
It's when it comes to gay couples and in cartoons and all that, they usually save the kiss for the last episode. Or I guess the reason why they were able to get away with it in Steven Universe is the fact that it's a wedding and you don't really see Ruby and Sapphire all that much. So they were kind of able to get away with it in the sense of oh, well, I don't know. It's just those blasted soccer mom groups.
There's still, I mean, yeah, to be sure, there's still a long way to go, but I'm getting the feeling that that controversy might have been one of the things that kickstarted a whole lot of this.
Yeah.
That and also the Korra Asami thing.
Oh, I just remember there was an episode of Clarence where he was at where Clarence was he was at a family restaurant and all that and stuff, and there's a scene where one guy enters and Clarence thinks that guy is his teacher's mystery date, his blind date, but then another dude comes up and they do the air cheek kiss thing, and in the background the song's "Love is Love," and I just remember watching that episode. I'm going what the hell, Cartoon Network? You'll allow that, yet bubbling still remains unconfirmed? I think that was back in 2015, maybe? Network. Looking up the episode. Let's see, season 1. Season 1 episode. Oh no, yeah, it'd be 2014. Yeah, I was just a year off.
Oh,
1 year off. Damn it all.
man. "2014.
Love is love. 2014. We were all so young. So naive. Of things to come. Okay.
By internet standards, I'm an old woman. I'm 25.
Yeah, I think it keeps getting pushed back. I don't know. I really don't. I don't pay attention to all that. Oh fuck! One Punch
Was
Man.
it?
I'm just looking. Someone posted a page from One Punch Man. I'm going to save that for later. Okay. Let's see. My papers, my lists.
Liz, because you're as Adventure Time likes to do, a nerd. A big fat nerd.
Nerds rule the world.
There's something I'm kind of curious about. Like, it was kind of going out of phase for being called a nerd to be a bad thing or an insult or anything. Then Adventure Time does it. And then you have other cartoons that kind of play with it.
Adventure Time did make the catchphrase mathematical be a thing.
True.
Mathematical. So it's just a wonder what Adventure Time was able to do. And then the whole like nerd culture then started really revving up.
Definitely.
Let's see.
Heck, recently moved to a bigger city, and if I walk around wearing a Rick and Morty shirt, there's several people that comment on it.
It does kind of have a slight negative fan base right now, but hopefully that changes when the next season comes, whenever that is.
The entire thing about like I don't know, fan bases and stuff. I guess it's been said before. It's been said before. There's always people who kind of quote unquote ruin the fandom for everyone else, but also most of the people in a fandom tend not to be those people. I don't know. I've seen people like throw around the word toxic fan base as if like every single person who happens to like Rick and Morty is a bad person. I'm not convinced about that, especially since like I know a lot of the really decent Rick and Morty fans. Heck, I'm pretty sure we count as that as well, right? Like I'm talking about it as if I'm not a Rick and Morty fan myself. I love Rick and Morty. I am a 12. Didn't particularly care for Pickle Rick. I'm gonna be real there. Like I know that one Emmy, I'm like of all the episodes to like win the Emmy, Pickle Rick was the one that was chosen, and it won. Which good for them. I'm glad they had the Emmy. I just a little perplexed as to how that specific episode became the one that made it big.
I'm not entirely sure how the Emmys choose their episodes or their awards, but if it's similar to the Oscars, it probably has something to do with money. Money and advertisements. There we go.
There's also the fact that like Pickle Rick was weirdly pushed like quite a bit by when they were like advertising for season 3 of Rick and Morty and all that stuff. Every time they chose to show like a preview, it was always the Pickle Rick episode, and it was always the most out of context clip. And I kind of get the feeling that they were doing it just kind of sort of to troll us all. I don't know. I don't hate Pickle Rick. It's not an episode like I despise or anything. It's just a baffling thing to me because it's an okay episode of a good show.
Ah, crap.
It's not my favorite anytime soon, I guess is what I'm saying.
crap, I wasn't trying to start up a discussion about Rick and Morty, just more brought that up as an example of people being fans of cartoons are being more widely accepted, even in bigger cities like the one I'm living in right now. Even if it is something like Rick and Morty, it's still kind of interesting to see that that's becoming more acceptable, considering, hell, I remember in high school being scared to tell people that I was a big cartoon enthusiast. And then several years later, when Adventure Time comes out, you see more people wearing t-shirts, using the expressions, openly carrying around wallets or whatever else. Just, it became more of an accepted thing, or slightly more acceptable than it was in the past.
Yeah, I got a compliment recently on a shirt I got at Gen Con for Fooly Cooley. Someone going like, "Oh, I thought that was Scott Pilgrim at first." Basically, it's Haruko in the Scott Pilgrim versus the World position, except it's Haruko versus the World. It's a t-shirt. I could probably find it, but yeah, having the acceptance of these shows and nerd culture and all that can lead to people finding each other and not feeling alone like it used to be, where you'll maybe find like maybe one person.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is the shirt that I bought at Gen Con.
Oh, nice. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to this in the comment section so other people can see it if they want.
I mean, there were more shirts that I wanted, but I went to Gen Con at day 3 of 4, and a lot of merchandise had already been taken.
Damn.
So, yeah. Oh well. At least I got 2 new pairs of dice and an art piece. Or not 2 new pairs of dice, a new set of dice. Charcoal set and a translucent set. Oh well. Anyways, Adventure Time. Songs. We have a very good list of songs. Adventure Time did pretty well with songs, which I think Adventure Time, Phineas and Ferb, and Steven Universe I could probably say would be the best cartoon shows with like the best songs currently on TV within the modern era.
These shows are practically musicals in themselves, especially Phineas and Ferb and Steven Universe.
Yeah, Phineas and Ferb had like
Adventure Time.
Yeah, Phineas and Ferb had like a song an episode, but Adventure Time, yeah, whenever those songs happened, some of them were short, some of them were longer, but all of them were memorable. Though thanks mostly to Rebecca Sugar.
The songs were also there from the very beginning. Like the first musical number I remember was the, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's the one where they introduced Marceline for the first time.
Evicted, and the episode is called
Evicted.
House Hunting Song. It's on my list. Yeah. So Finn and Jake set out to find a new home. I mean, even occasionally I'll find myself like either humming it or I'll do like the Marceline part. Like, oh, Marceline, why are you so mean? Not me, just 1,000 years old, and I kind of lost track of my moral code. Oh, Marceline, can't you see these guys are in pain? No, I can't. I'm investing in this very cute video game.
Love that song.
Which I think last time I did it, I was making a sandwich. But yeah, that's a good song. Like, pretty much Marceline almost guaranteed good song. And
There was also
and I really hope that Cartoon Network releases like a best of Adventure Time songs, similar to what they did with Steam Universe.
that'd be great.
The only problem is that like 2 of the songs on my list here, Blue Magic and Slow Dance with You, those are done by other people. Like they weren't originals. But if we can get a CD album release of Bacon Pancakes, that'd be great.
What about Simon Petrikov's cover of the Cheers theme song?
Where everybody knows your name. Well, oh wait, you haven't seen Stakes. Well, there's a character in Stakes, a human, who sings the theme to the TV show Mr. Belvedere.
Yes.
I mostly just want the episode I Remember You, all of those songs. Like Oh Bubblegum, Nuts, and Remember You. Slime Princess, you're okay. Flame Princess, you're alright. Wildberry Princess could be better. All of the princesses are pretty alright, but just someone commented on the Ice King singing that song and Marceline's reaction, just like basically it's Marceline's father figure singing a song about how hot he is for Marceline's ex-girlfriend.
Don't need that added layer. Well, with the way the finale played out, maybe you could technically say that the Ice King is a separate personality or figure from what Simon was. Simon was the father figure. The Ice King is more of just a tragic, this is what he's become. This isn't really Simon.
He's the icy shell that Marceline sees on top of Simon. Just that whole episode was just like, right in the feels. And then subsequent episodes that explored the backstory.
Man.
Like that Cheers episode.
Apparently, there was a grand total of 4 licensed songs to appear in Adventure Time, where Everybody Knows Your Name, which is the one you guys were just talking about. Slow Boat to China, Mama Said, and According to Our New Arrival, which is the one that's in Stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that last one was in the Elements miniseries, sung by Bubblegum and her Candy Thralls. Well, actually, there could be a 5th added to that, because Marceline in the Elements miniseries hums Green Sleeves. Which someone did a pretty interesting analysis of Marceline singing Green Sleeves as a kind of hidden Bubbline reference.
It wasn't licensed though. It seems that it's a traditional English folk song, and that's very likely in the public domain.
Yeah, it's one of those, they can get away with it.
When did the Mushroom War happen? Early 2000s.
Yeah, it would have to have been in the either 90s or early 2000s or 2000s, because of the knowledge of shows such as Cheers and Mr. Belvedere.
I kind of had the impression that we were all dead and living in like this perpetual like a mediocre afterlife. I can believe it.
We need another ridiculous theory about cartoon characters in limbo like there is about Ed, Ed and Eddie, the Rugrats, just about every cartoon out there. Because every cartoon has to take place in a
single universe. Yeah, I've got that theory, but I've also got the the Mushroom War was started because of Steven Universe, like Earth's defense against the Gem War, or like the cluster emerging and all that. Because the planet Adventure Time is partially destroyed, and when you've got the cluster in the upper mantle, and its awakening and reemergence would destroy a good portion of the planet.
Okay, I'm trying to remember this because this was a fan theory that I actually posted to in the Wild Mass Guessing of like Adventure Time a long time ago, and I think it might have been deleted. But I don't know. I had the fan theory that like I'm trying to put everything together. There was like a I know Samurai Jack was involved, and also Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, because at some point with the entire Adventure Time is full of a whole lot of very strange, distinctly not human characters. Actually, we only have one human character, and that character is Finn. So I had like this theory that years of like aliens, imaginary friends, they all told, just them all breeding with each other, forming their own kingdoms as humans kill themselves with mushroom nukes. Eventually we get Elmore, and then eventually we get Adventure Time and also Samurai Jack. I wish I knew where this fan theory was. I'm not even sure if it's still up on the TV tropes. It might be archived though. Hold on.
It would probably take a good deal of digging.
Yeah, it's probably archived because now I think of it, like TV tropes is really good about archiving themselves in the Internet Archive. So it's probably in the Wild Mass Guessing there. I'm just going to have to go way back. Holy crap, I was in high school when I posted that, now that I think of it, wasn't I? I swear, I feel like I'm getting old.
Look at that baby Roo.
You're allowed to make the "I'm getting old" comment when you're 25 and up. Where you're at right now, no, your life's just beginning. I'm kidding. I shouldn't be saying I'm old either.
It's considering we're talking about a show that started in 2010 and just now finished.
Yeah.
You're like 2 years older than me. Okay, let's go to the Internet Archive of this page.
Oh my god, I'm looking at the comments here. Rebecca Sugar censored Russia.
Well, maybe she kind
Yeah, because if you look at the map in Steven Universe, Russia is gone. Let's see. On my list, Adventure Time songs. House Hunting / Evicted. The Fry Song. On a Tropical Island. Yeah. This is just a list of the songs that I like from Adventure Time. Yeah, On a Tropical Island, which I honestly wish I memorized a lot better, because most of the time I'm just like, on a tropical island, on a tropical island, take me out of this grave, 'cause it's nothing but a gladiator grave. Let's see, the Baby Finn song from Memory of a Memory, which I'm sure everybody that has ever watched Adventure Time or even knows Adventure Time knows the song, knows Finn's baby song. I'm a punch of your bones, punch of your bones. If you're an evil witch, I will punch you for fun.
I'm losing my track of time. I'm going through the archive. I cannot place what specific what's called. I cannot place what when specific event happened.
Mushroom War?
Well, more than just that. I'm just trying to figure out. That's all. I'm just trying to find my fan theory that I posted so long ago.
Let's see. Oh, Fiona from the Fiona and Cake episode, which I like that there was a callback to the finale. Which that might also have an issue with if they were to do a CD, because it was sung by Neil Patrick Harris.
I'm going through the Wild Mass guessing for Adventure Time on October 31st, 2011. And one of the first fan theories I see is Pelton Ward is a big nerd.
If they work in animation, chances are, yes, they are indeed a big nerd. I mean, hell, some of the dungeon episodes, they wrote those by playing D&D. Just remembering that from listening to the commentary.
Hey, Christian.
Well, it's double mute. So in order to fill...
Sorry, eating pizza.
All right. Let's see. Going down the list. I'm just your problem and what was missing. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat with a couple of wackos.
Anyone randomly hear my mom enter my room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Sleepy puppies.
Yeah.
All gummed up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk. After she just wanted me to clean the kitchen after I'm finished with it. So yeah. But I'm back.
Got it. Everything stays. Baby's building a tower into space. Oh, good little girl and bad little boy. Let's see, get rid of that list, get rid of that paper.
There's probably an alternate universe where Nickelodeon somehow picked up both Adventure Time and Phineas and Ferb, and you'll remember both of them as 90s shows.
Yeah. Yeah, because Phineas and Ferb was
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, because Phineas and Ferb was posted or was pitched pretty early on in the 90s, but I don't think Adventure Time was pitched until the 2000s.
Either way, I mean, it wasn't Oh Yeah Cartoons, which I'm trying to remember. Like I'm trying to remember if that was It might have been 2000s. I'm gonna look that up right now. Actually,
The pilot.
Yeah, the when the pilot was made.
Yeah, the pilot back whenever Finn's name was Pin.
That doesn't seem right. Okay, Wikipedia is telling me that its original air date was January 11th, 2007. And this was part of Random Cartoons, and like that wasn't at all. That seems late. That seems really late for Random Cartoons because I recall that being like super old.
Yeah, Random Yeah, random cartoons and oh yeah cartoons. They ran for quite a while, and it was kind of a way for Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network to, field out any potential episodes. But they kind of that died down towards the late '90s and early 2000s. So it was rare for them to do oh yeah cartoons or random cartoons or whatever.
Excuse me.
I'm looking at I'm looking at random cartoons. Apparently, it did. I find it weird. Well, then I think what's going on is I'm confusing random cartoons for oh yeah cartoons and there's one other show that was like it.
Oh yeah, cartoons.
Yeah, there was oh yeah cartoons, and there was also
What a Cartoon.
Yeah, what a cartoon. Because they're all the same. It's all the same basic premise, and if I'm correct, they all came from the same. They all came from the same people. Because this was the predecessor to Fred Rare. This is Fred Siebert, who worked on all of them.
Yeah, basically what it was all these different shows on either Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon being pitched, and audiences would either show by the ratings or very early internet vote for these shows, and that's how we got shows like Kids Next Door and Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. Random cartoons, specifically this incarnation of it, gave us Adventure Time. It gave us Bravest Warriors.
Bravest Warriors!
And it gave us Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. It's just that Fanboy and Chum Chum was the one that Nickelodeon chose over Adventure Time, so
I can imagine some executive is still kicking themselves over that.
I was the one that passed up on Adventure Time. I used to work in Nickelodeon. I passed up on Adventure Time. Oh, now here I am, living in a box. Nah, I doubt. Nah, I'm pretty sure they're doing well for themselves.
Yeah, probably. I can imagine that was only a mild regret, all things considered.
Yeah, but I can dream, can't I?
And it's probably better that Adventure Time ended up under Cartoon Network's umbrella, because if Nickelodeon greenlit it,
Nickelodeon would never have allowed a lot of what Adventure Time did.
Who wants a TVY7 version of Adventure Time?
There would have been a way more fart jokes.
Probably ends by making Finn and Bubblegum canon.
That's even saying the show would get that far.
Yeah, because...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because for Nickelodeon, if you don't beat the Sponge's ratings, you ain't going to survive. Only reason the Loud House was able to survive for as long as it has.
Looking at some of the comments here and just, oh my god, Fanboy and Chum Chum, the attempt to make a visual form of waterboarding. Oh my god.
They're not wrong.
And the comment about Nick allowing Splinter, they allowed it because it's SpongeBob. SpongeBob's the king of the channel. They can do whatever they want since they're the
It's like the Mickey Mouse in South Park.
Wasn't the Splinter made as protest?
I've got no idea.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've watched SpongeBob.
Quite frankly, I'd rather not know. I just chalk it up as SpongeBob isn't something I'm interested in watching, so just not going to watch it. There's enough people overanalyzing and critiquing the show anyway. Not going down that rabbit hole right now, though.
Fair enough.
Oh, good. Lighthouse has been renewed for a 4th season.
That's good news. Alrighty, gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Any last comments, questions, whatever about Adventure Time as a whole, or
Favorite characters?
Marceline. Honestly, all things considered, Marceline was a character. BMO is my second favorite, but Marceline, she's the character who, I don't know, she took over the show for me. She's always been my favorite. Sure, it's a real creative choice because literally everyone in my family likes and loves Marceline.
Yeah, it's a very popular choice. I'm gonna go with, since Marceline was taken, I'm gonna go with Ice King and Death. Mostly because Ice King, like his backstory is shown in Holly Jolly Secrets Part 1 and 2 was one of the first episodes that I saw. And then Death just because of his voice and his attitude and his very his design, just like, those are the rules of the land of the dead. Lose a music battle, lose your life. Kiss of death, baby. Oh, and the fact that he's a massive dork with a crush on the embodiment of life. Which is like this figure with 2 snakes for heads.
that is kick-ass.
Which, if y'all haven't seen that episode, I recommend it. It's good. It's good. Just seeing Death all blushy and nervous. It's fun. Like one of the licensed songs was on the radio, and Death was trying to like record it for a mixtape for Life. It's like, oh, I got to record this, but the tape just kept jamming and stuff, and he tried to keep fixing it, but it just kept doing it. I guess I'll also add Root Beer Guy and Fern.
The yeah, I mean, we're bringing up other characters. Like I just said, BMO was actually my favorite character for a while before I realized that they were doing way more with Marceline. But no,
and then BMO became King of Ooh.
Yeah.
Which I'm so glad BMO. Which I'm glad BMO was King of Ooh instead of King of Ooh.
BMO deserves all of it. I am so happy for them. There's also the fact that I don't know, I'm trying to think of what to say about BMO. The most interesting thing about them, and it's already been said multiple times, this has been spoken, is the fact that this character is in canon non-binary. Characters always refer to them with the pronouns they happen to be. So Finn always calls BMO a boy. Bubblegum always calls BMO a girl, and BMO themselves always chooses to go between them. And then there was also that weird split personality thing with football that happened for a while. I don't know, I just like BMO because BMO was cute. That's the big reason, the big ultimate reason. And I also like the fan theory that BMO is actually Candy Chew.
Oh yeah, the Ill-Eddie comics. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing for a while. I mean, obviously it's not canon. Very obviously, especially since we've seen into BMO's origin story. But that aside, it's fun to imagine the idea that Candy Chew survived the Mushroom War by turning into a robot.
And the Ill-Eddie comics was also also proposed that Simon got the crown from Grunkle Stan.
Yes.
And that Bubblegum is actually a mutated Mabel. And the Lich is Dipper. Yeah, the Athletic comics are kind of wild. But they look good.
Alrighty, gonna go ahead.
How about your character? How about your character, Scrooge?
Magic Man.
Magic Man?
Or
Yes.
as he's known now, Normal Man.
Yeah, which clearly I missed something there because
Yes.
I only recall Magic Man ever being magic, and here I'm guessing he could be powered at some point.
Okay,
But
so
no,
what
I didn't.
So what happens is after Simon brought Betty back, or Simon brought Betty into the future, and then Betty was basically trying to figure out how to save Simon from being the Ice King by studying magic and eventually becoming apprenticed to Magic Man, where it's not, Betty then stole Magic Man's powers and became insane in the episode You Forgot Your Floaties, or Forgot Your Floaties, whatever. The episode is Forgot Your Floaties. And then after that, Betty then became the new Magic Man, and Magic Man became Normal Man. I'm just Normal Man now. To which he then went back to Mars, repented for his crimes, and then became president of Mars.
Wait, so Abraham Lincoln is the king of Mars, but this guy became the president of Mars?
He either became president of Mars or king of Mars. I don't know. Titles are weird. But yeah, for a while, Magic Man ruled Mars, and then it was very weird because apparently he's also related to Gob 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 and Golb. And the whole reason why Magic Man went insane is because of the loss of his girlfriend Margles.
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 They had a way with names.
It's Mars. Yeah, it's Mars, so you can kind of get away with it. Yeah, after the death of Gob Gob Golb and Golb, then Magic Man became the new leader of Mars. And then Betty became the new Magic Man, and then that led to elements, whilst the island... So there were three main arcs. There was the Stakes arcs, which dealt with Marceline's backstory with being a vampire and the vampire lords. And then the Islands arc, which dealt with Finn, Jake, BMO, Susan Strong, leaving Ooh to find the last humans on an island. And then whilst that was happening, Primrose St. Prim activated the elements found within the reincarnation of the elemental lords, being Slime Princess, Princess Bubblegum, and Flame Princess, along with Primrose. That created then the Elements arc, and Betty trying to save the Ice King by harnessing all of this energy to try and shorten out the crown. But that didn't work. And then that's when she went to exile on Mars for a while, and then she had the idea of summoning Golb in the finale.
Wow, really need to get caught up.
Sent that list, and those are major episodes. But I would still recommend all the other ones. But yeah, there are some episodes that don't really have plot relevance and could technically be skipped.
I currently have no life, so I'll probably be able to run through all these over the next couple weeks.
All right.
All right.
This
Good
is
night,
fun.
everybody.
Adventure
Math.
time forever, bubbling forever.
Mathematical.